Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to this edition of the Weekend Wrap Up, and it is 2026, Josh.
2026. It's been a year since we got together.
Yeah, it has.
It has. We were here last year, so yeah, a few weeks, anyways. So,
yeah,
a couple,
and
3 weeks.
we said before we shut down the last show in 2025. We said, well, it's going to be kind of quiet period. And there's been a few things happen in the last couple of weeks, Josh.
Yeah, there's been a few things. We probably could have gone another week, but I don't know. You were back in town. I didn't bring any notes. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants, talk about a few things that have gone on. So
yeah, one of the biggest things I think, Josh, that you've reported on is more filings with Uncle Nearest.
A lot of Uncle Nearest stuff has been going on. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that a little bit and talk about what may be happening in the upcoming year. A little look ahead as well.
Yeah, so let's hear from our sponsors. Auto Collection, Dennis Young Insurance, and Extreme Flooring.
Yeah, and we'll be right back.
Now available at Auto Collection, we currently have 2 excellent vehicles in stock, both with clean titles and in great condition. 2015 Ford Escape, 119,000 miles. 2021 Nissan Altima, 60,000 miles. Whether you're looking for a dependable SUV or a modern, fuel-efficient sedan, these vehicles offer quality, reliability, and value. Visit us at Auto Collection 319 Madison Street, Shelbyville. Call us today, 931-492-4663. Schedule your test drive and let us help you find the right vehicle for your needs.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
Ready to upgrade your space? At Extreme Flooring in Shelbyville, we've got you covered. From carpet and hardwood to luxury vinyl, tile, and waterproof flooring. We also handle kitchen backsplash and bath remodels. Our design and sales team will help you find the perfect fit with trusted brands like Dreamweaver, Shaw, Mohawk, Dull Tile, and Tile Bar. And their certified installers make sure everything looks just right. Stop by and see us at 225 Colorado Boulevard in Shelbyville or give us a call at 931-735-6700. Financing is available. Schedule your consultation today at extreme-flooring.com. Let's make your home amazing.
All righty, welcome back to the Weekend Wrap Up. Josh, as we started right here in the pre-show and then leading into the show, there's been a lot of Uncle Nearest filings that takes place. Just kind of, if you can just summarize basically from what you've read
had a bunch
through.
of articles. We've I don't know, when we don't report on every filing that comes out, we get complaints and said, hey, why'd you skip that one? But we'd had a flurry here in the last week, and now I started getting complaints. Everything you write about is Uncle Nearest, so you can't win. So, but there's been a lot of filings. They have the people at Uncle Nearest, the Weavers, have basically asked to have the receivership shut down. They feel like it's served its purpose. The receiver does not feel the same way. He feels like he's starting to make some progress and wants to continue. There was also recently this week, there was a gentleman that literally just dropped some papers in the mail to the judge, which made it online, saying, hey, I've got a group of people that will front the $108 million. Here's my Gmail address, and I'm working out of a rental office here. So
wait, and the company, the LLC, was formed 6 months ago, 7 months ago?
Yeah, it was
That's an odd time for that to start.
Yeah, so I don't know how serious those people are or not, but there will continue to be a lot of filings in January. There's a lot of things pending for the judge to rule on. I would expect, and this is just speculation, that there's going to have to be a hearing at some point.
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back and try to establish the goal and understand what the goal of this receivership is. The end goal is to get Farm Credit their money back.
Is to get the bank, to get the bank paid.
That's what this whole goal is.
That's the goal. Get the bank paid, and then at that point, once the bank has their money, they don't have any. they don't care at all.
No.
If they got $108 million check tomorrow, they'd be gone and out of the picture.
Yeah, and then there might be somebody else standing in line waiting after that. Who knows?
there could be other people. Yeah,
there's
but,
other investors, but I mean,
yeah.
this is going to go on, I think, for a good while.
It is, yeah, and it could be it's going to be more drama. I mean, there's no two ways around it. It's going to be a lot of drama. The actual operation here in town, just eyeballing, driving by. I haven't been in a couple of months. Looks like they're still doing a lot of the tours and stuff. See a lot of people there still doing the tours. The actual world's longest bar part of the facility, they have really cut back their hours. They're only open one full day a week now. They're open just a few hours on Friday, all day Saturday, and a few hours on Sunday. So that's their whole.
It's pretty much geared around the weekend only now.
Pretty much geared around the weekend. Obviously, they don't. This is a private company. They don't publish any numbers. You just have to kind of look at the parking lot and get a feel for it. But that's where they're at right now. We'll stay on it, and I'll try to have a balanced approach to what we cover and what we don't. Nobody wants to hear about it every day of the week, but some weeks they've got stuff happening every day. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just jumping into, I know there wasn't a lot of government meetings, obviously, the last 2 weeks.
Well, you had your city.
We had a city council, and even before that, the just one that we had covered in the past, the Shelbyville Power, Water, and Sewer Board got together right before the holidays. And they have signed an agreement with a law firm out of Louisiana to be their representative in the class action lawsuits on the PFAS forever chemicals. So they have an agreement in place. They will at some point get some of that settlement money is the goal. No way to tell an exact amount yet. They're hoping in the couple $1 million range, which at that point they've got to find a way over the next couple of years to start filtering those chemicals out of the water supply. So that's good to see that there's some direction going on. There's direction. Yeah. They made a decision there. They're moving in a direction there. City council, we had our meetings over the last 2 weeks. Nothing crazy. There was a lot of annexations and rezonings. Those were mainly for commercial. There was some property that we already thought was in the city on 231 that had been paying city taxes. It now is legally going to be in the city. And then there was some property up on the bypass that got annexed into the city and has going to be zoned commercial. So at some point that hopefully will be some businesses up there.
All right. So let me ask you this, as far as the city goes, I know county wise, you have been meeting and you're leading the charge on this tax freeze for seniors, the property tax freeze for seniors.
Yes.
Where does the city stand on this? Is there conversation going on now?
There is, and actually there was an article in the paper this week. My initial thought was we could, at the city, probably put our heads together pretty quick and move on this as early as February. There's no need to rush this. I don't like to rush anything. There's nothing about February that's a magic month or anything. So my goal, I think, will be to slow it down a little bit at the city and let the county catch up as far as at least having the discussion and whatnot. I'm planning on being back at the Rules Committee on the 20th of this month.
Right.
And I'm told that we're going to actually be officially on the agenda this time and have more discussions at the county level with possibly putting our heads together, doing a little more research.
I'm going to interview you now.
Okay. All right. You go ahead.
So I'm going to ask Josh. I'm interviewing Josh now. All right.
Yes.
Mr. Councilman.
Yes.
Do you see a scenario where the city would enact this freeze and the county wouldn't, or vice versa, where the county would and the city wouldn't? Is it a joint effort that's ironclad, or is it a potential to where the city could do this and the county not?
There's a potential to where the city could lead on the tax relief program that's in place now. There was a 2-year period of time where the city did it before the county came on board. Legally, it's possible. The preference would be that we work in conjunction and work together.
It's less confusing for your taxpayer.
It's less confusing for the taxpayer. It's easier on the trustee's office and the property assessor's office and city hall. It's easier on everybody if we're working together than if we're working apart. So that's
Well, this one seems like a no-brainer.
I'm still, 100% on board from everything I've seen. I had probably 4 to 5 hours of meetings this week with people on the county side of the equation, just going over, what my vision is, getting what their concerns are. So we've got kind of a starting point to work from to gather information together. So that's kind of where we're going. Next like I said, next thing I hope will happen will be the rules committee on the 20th of this month, that we'll actually have more conversation there.
Okay.
So
All right, very good.
and
So
move things forward.
more to
So,
come.
More to come on that. Where else could we go after that? I guess let's get into local politics. It's 2026. We're about to have an election.
Election
We're about
time.
to have an election. I went by, actually I've been by twice in the last 2 weeks, grabbed the first couple list of people that have put their name in the hat, as it were. And we published yesterday the list as of yesterday morning. Actually, I hear it's changed even since then. This is very fluid at this point.
Sure.
Started, and this was, this is me. This will be an opinion piece, as it were. This is, my opinion, just me looking at it for where I sit. Started hearing some names that aren't on that list yet that are possibly and likely going to pull papers. Started seeing some names that are already on that list that have pulled some papers. I don't know if everybody on that list, significant number of names, actually I don't know at all. But some of the information I got on several of them was it looked like we were getting a decent number of people that currently work for the county were coming out this time. And I know you and I have talked about that before in the past. County employees sitting on the commission, where we have not been unclear that not a big fan of that. I've kind of, over the couple years that I've been working in local government, I've gotten less. It's not the biggest thing on the top of my mind that just upsets me the most about what goes on locally. Fortunately, as we sit right now, the number of county employees that sit on our county commission is a minority. It's not the majority, but the way the math is looking, and we won't know this until February 19th when everybody qualifies, but the math at least is looking this time that there's a theoretical possibility that we could end up with a county commission, depending on voter turnout, who votes for who. What if we end up with a county commission that's 10 members that work for the county?
It's a lot.
That's the majority. The two biggest things the county commission does every year, in my opinion, I think this is a fairly broadly held thing, is they set the property tax rate and they approve the county budget.
Right. Which go hand in hand.
Which happen at the same time. Yeah. It's just, and I know some of the names I do know on the list. This is nothing personal. This is not.
No, they're all good folks.
A lot of these people I have in my contact list, and if I broke down on the side of the road, I'd be willing to call them, and I think they would show up. And if they broke down, I think I would show up for them as well. So a lot of these people I consider personal friends. But it's just hard, and even from a perception standpoint, and I think also in reality, it's hard if you're in there voting on a budget and a tax rate, and the people that you sit down and work with every day at your job are impacted by these $2 amounts. It's hard to separate that from your responsibility.
Of course it
your
is.
legislative responsibility. And even if you're able to do that, and like I said, a lot of these people are friends and I trust their judgment and whatnot. The perception from the public that doesn't know them is always going to be, hey, you're influenced by the fact that you're voting on a budget and a tax rate that affects the people that you work with every day. So it's whether in reality it causes us to pay higher taxes or whatnot. I can't, argue that strongly one way or the other.
I can,
but you could. But definitely the perception is there.
Well, the perception that it
did,
and the big tax increase we had where all the races were given all at once 3 years ago now.
Yeah, that was our last.
So our 4 years, 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it took place, you could look at that and say, "Wow, that was a rigged job." That's the perception. Okay,
in
reality,
now
who knows?
At that point, we did not have a majority of the commission was
but
not.
You had to swing the vote.
You had some.
When you start doing the bundling stuff.
Yeah,
and there's pushback from, I'm gonna say, that certain crowd. Okay, with good intentions, I'm sure. I guess I don't know. Yeah. Let's don't ask any questions. I mean, the questions start getting shorter, and the whole situation, I look at three aspects of this whole thing, Josh. You look at the professional side of it, it reeks of conflict of interest, okay? Just perception wise.
Yeah.
And then that puts the county government in a position to where it looks like a little sketchy at times, okay? But the biggest thing is that puts these commissioners in a bad position, okay, from a personal standpoint.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about, and they're there to represent the county as a whole, not county government, not who they work with, but the entire area that they represent.
Yeah, you're put in
the
that position
constituents.
to represent your constituents.
Right. So it makes it tough on them because there's an added level of pressure coming from their people they work with.
Right. And to be clear on this doesn't just happen in Bedford County. There
it's
are
everywhere.
It's not everywhere. There are your larger counties in the state have ethics rules and charters and whatnot that disallow this. So definitely your big ones don't allow it at all. Where I lived in Nashville, you cannot serve as an employee, and it also be on the legislative
it's just a
body.
common sense thing. And how do you ever get to the point? At what size? I know we started. This has been going on as far as I can look back. And when I was, a kid, we probably had 20 to 22,000 people living in the county. And the argument over the years is, well, we just can't find enough people to run for office, so it just ends up that way.
Yeah, where's that tipping point? And I hear a lot of talk anyways about, adopting the best standards and practices for Bedford County. The best standard and practices on separation of powers is to keep your legislative body separate from your employees, which operate under the executive power of the executive branch of government. And that goes all the way back, obviously, to the federal level.
So,
that's embedded in the Constitution. It's not illegal.
Stephen Gall is asking this, how do we allow it? Well, the state. It has nothing to do with the Bedford County.
Right, the state.
It's the state.
It is
and it's our
allowed under state
default
law.
always.
Yeah.
So, well, the state says we can do it. That's our default.
Yeah,
the
state allows it, and there are bigger counties that still do it. But another one just close to us that I know, somewhat goes on there, Williamson County, it's allowed under theirs, but it's just practically the way it works up there. It doesn't generally happen. Rutherford, I hear, on the other hand, they have had some back and forth in Rutherford County, which is obviously a much bigger county. They allow it, and I think they actually have had some of that. And there's obviously they get pushback from the public when you get votes that people. The perception is that there's been some kind of influence.
So what's the process to get these standards put in place? It has to come at our level?
The county, the county would have to enact it unless at some point the state. It has actually been looked at the state legislature. I've looked at a couple legislators brought it up back. I read some documents from 2015, 2014. It never got any traction. It's generally the smaller counties push back and say that we need,
we're not a smaller county anymore.
We're getting bigger. We're getting bigger for sure. So, but all of this could spin around to the fact that if you have an informed electorate that knows what's going on and gets out to the polls and votes, they're the ones that ultimately put the bodies in the seats at the commission. So if you keep your electorate informed, if they take the time to get informed, they are the ones that are going to make that decision. That's part of what, looking forward to 2026, just to kind of go the direction we're going to go. I believe the election's give or take 7 months from today. It's sometime in August, I believe the general election is. We're going to do with the county election what we did with the city election a couple years ago. And we're going to be following the money trail. We're going to pull all those financial documents, a lot of times that don't see the light of day. As far as who's given to what campaign, we're going to publish that information. We just want people to be as informed as they can. I'm going to try to go out, and again, I've got personal friends that are in this election on both, in several different races. My goal is to not endorse any candidate in any race. And I'm human. I'm gonna screw up with that, and I'm gonna say something that somebody's gonna obviously tell that and again, some of these people are friends. But we're not here to push a certain set of candidates. I'd rather push out the information to the people out there that are going to make the decisions, let them make an informed, intelligent decision on, who they want in these seats. and they're the ones that have to vote. And if they're apathetic and they don't show up to the polls and they
Right.
don't vote, they're going to get what they get. So,
Well, also in the past, I've done this little interview opportunity for any candidate running for
Right.
office. It costs nothing, and that invitation is extended to anybody that wants to run.
Yeah.
If you want to sit down, I have 5 questions. The five same questions for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's meet the candidates. What the show's called.
yeah,
And that's the door's open right now. I'm just going to throw it out there. Anybody that wants to sit down and answer these 5 questions, I'll give you the questions in advance. They're 5 basic questions just so people will get to know a little bit about the candidate.
but we don't have much to
And-
talk about today. Real quick, just run through the 5 questions. Just
Okay, the
read 'em out.
first question
Yeah.
is, I'm just going from memory here.
From memory, I know.
It's been a minute.
It's a pop quiz.
All right, so the first one is just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from,
Yeah.
and give us something about your background. It gives that opportunity for the candidate to tell their story. Okay.
Right.
And then the second one is whatever got you to the point to where you felt like you would want to run for office.
Yeah.
And that could be in the past, or that could be presently how they decided to get to where they're at.
Right.
Number 2 is, what do you see the biggest challenges of Bedford County or the city of Shelbyville, whichever the case may be?
Yeah.
What are the biggest challenges? Number 2, what is your favorite thing about the county or the city?
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite thing. And then if there's one thing that you could change, what would it be?
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it.
Yeah. So there you go. You got an early preview of
That's
what the
right.
questions are. There's no trick questions in there.
Nothing.
So you are, and I
The
know you've
mic
done
is
this in the
theirs.
past. Yeah. You're open to anybody.
Yeah.
You're not going to send them a 6. There's no 6th gotcha question.
No, and there's
Yeah.
really good dialogue that we always have.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to get to know people.
Yeah.
And to hear them talk. No matter what angle they're coming from or what vantage point, they're wanting to serve the public. They deserve to have a platform that doesn't cost them a lot of money to sit
Right.
down and talk to the people.
Yeah.
And that's what that show's about.
So open invitation. A
Open
lot of people already
invitation.
pulled papers. Anybody that wants to talk.
I want to ask you something. I've always
Yeah.
heard that pull the paper. When you go in that office, do you go in and do you pull it out of somebody's hand, or you pull it out of a drawer or out of a
They
file?
actually hand you the paper.
They hand
you
you
have
the paper.
to ask.
So you
ask.
go pick your papers up. You
go
don't
pick
have
up
to
your
pull
papers.
anything.
There's not a pull. Yeah,
Okay,
you don't have
I've
to
always
pull.
heard that, and I've
Yeah.
always said, I wonder if there's a place that they
Yeah.
just have to pull it out or what.
Yeah, no, there's no place you get a pull. You
I'm
just ask and they
agitating,
give it to
Josh.
you,
I always
so.
got some stupid question
No,
for you.
that's all right. That's all right. So, and I'm running through my brain real quick. I think that's about all I
Yeah.
want to cover from the past. Just kind of give a preview. Now we're going to do one more commercial break, and then I do have a very full schedule this coming week,
Well, let's
and
run
we'll
down
just
it a little
run
bit.
down what's going to come up in the next week, and then by next week we're going to have plenty to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We'll be right back.
Now available at Auto Collection. We currently have 2 excellent vehicles in stock, both with clean titles and in great condition. 2015 Ford Escape, 119,000 miles. 2021 Nissan Altima, 60,000 miles. Whether you're looking for a dependable SUV or a modern, fuel-efficient sedan, these vehicles offer quality, reliability, and value. Visit us at Auto Collection 319, Madison Street, Shelbyville. Call us today, 931-492-4663. Schedule your test drive and let us help you find the right vehicle for your needs.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
Ready to upgrade your space? At Extreme Flooring in Shelbyville, we've got you covered. From carpet and hardwood to luxury vinyl, tile, and waterproof flooring. We also handle kitchen backsplash and bath remodels. Our design and sales team will help you find the perfect fit with trusted brands like Dreamweaver, Shaw, Mohawk, Dull Tile, and Tile Bar. And their certified installers make sure everything looks just right. Stop by and see us at 225 Colorado Boulevard in Shelbyville, or give us a call at 931-735-6700. Financing is available. Schedule your consultation today at extreme-flooring.com. Let's make your home amazing.
All righty. Welcome back in here to the weekend wrap up show. Josh, you're fixing to run down your busy schedule.
I'm going to
What's
run through my
happening?
calendar. I didn't write anything down, so I've pulled up my phone here. This is the first full week of meetings back on the schedule. County and city all going this week. Going to start off Monday morning, city pre-planning meeting.
The meeting before the meeting.
The meeting before the meeting about what's coming in development in the city. I can tell you because I got a sneak peek at what was coming, and they will be discussing the largest subdivision ever attempted to be brought to the city of Shelbyville. We'll be
Is this new?
No, this is one that's coming back. So
Okay, all
this
right.
will be that's on that agenda.
Is that the sales pitch on it?
I don't think that is the official sales pitch, but that is the official statistics on it. It
All
will
right,
be the
okay.
largest subdivision ever built in the city. So that will be discussed at pre-planning on Monday morning. Monday evening, not really a city or county meeting, but one that has more impact now that we're in election season will be the meeting of the Bedford County Republican Party. And there will be a primary before the August election, a primary in the
May?
month of May. And so far, not a ton of people running under the Republican Party banner, but there have been some. So some of those races, particularly certain commission districts, could get decided at the May primary.
Yeah.
More so than at the actual August general election. So that'll be the first meeting of the Republican Party for 2026, Monday evening. Tuesday evening, 7:00 at the historic courthouse on the square.
The historic
Courthouse on the square. The county commission will meet at 7:00. Seen the agenda online. This is quarterly report meeting, as I recall. So
we
we'll
got
have
the
number on number of
4.
department heads that will give their report. I'm going to guess 4 out of 9. I think 9 is the full number now. I think 4 will probably show. We'll see. We'll report that next Saturday. Thursday morning, we're having a meeting of the City Employee Benefits Committee. This is a great committee that got started a couple months ago. I've really been enjoying it. I sit on this committee. We've got every head of our major department in the city, our city manager, a couple of city council members, and we've just been going over what we can do for the city employees as far as improving our benefits package. This particular week, I believe we're going to be looking at pay scale, looking at
Okay.
what we're paying our city employees, what we can do to get that more in alignment. I will immediately leave that meeting and go up to the ever exciting Railroad Authority meeting at 11:00 on the square, where we'll be talking about the railroad. Probably not a lot going on there, but if there is, you'll hear about it next Saturday. 6:00, same evening, Thursday, school board meeting.
Busy week, Josh.
Yeah, busy week. So don't know a lot about I missed last month's school board meeting, so it'll be interesting to hear what the
Right.
conversation is as far as attendance and whatnot. And then Friday, nothing on the calendar on Friday. So,
Let's back up just for a second. Something we didn't talk about that did
Yeah.
take place was our wastewater committee.
oh yeah, yeah.
They
We
did
should just
have it,
mention
and-
they live streamed.
Right.
I have had the chance to watch that once yesterday.
Good presentation, I thought.
Very good presentation, very informative, particularly for the commissioners. I'd say at least definitely for the planning commission members at the county, almost a must watch because they're going to have to make some decisions on this going forward. And this was an almost 2-hour meeting. I wouldn't let these build up. I'd go ahead and watch if I was sitting on the
Yeah.
planning commission. But yeah, they had a very good presentation from Consolidated Utility District out of Murfreesboro. They explained the importance of having your own engineer look at everything that comes in from the developers because the developer has their engineer look at the plans, but obviously he's paid by the developer, so he
Of
might have a
course.
little bit of a bias.
Just a little.
So better to have your own engineer that reviews everything that they submit, make sure that it all is up to your standards. And then they also stress the importance of having your own soil scientists to check the soil calculations. Because again, the developer is going to have a soil scientist that they've hired that's paid by them that's going to, have to report to the developer. So you want to have one on the county side that's also looking at that. I believe just from what little bit I heard from the presentation, that Consolidated, it's possible the direction this could go as we as a county, because we're not going to have near as many of these coming in as they had. They listed some stats. They've got a crazy number
Yeah.
of these going already in
Oh,
Rutherford
yeah.
County. A likely possible scenario would be we would just hire Consolidated to do our engineering, social scientist work, adopt their standards or some a little stricter than
Right.
theirs, And then all of those costs would be borne by the developers that try to come into
Right.
Bedford County and build a subdition.
This
would
is
pay
just,
those-
this is just what it costs.
They would
when
pay
you-
that through fees. That way there's nothing on the taxpayers involved as
Right.
far as costs.
Makes a lot of
So,
sense, Josh.
yeah.
That's just too much common sense to be exercised at once.
Seems like common sense, but discuss this for 12 months. So I believe this was month
Okay.
2 out of 12. So they still got 10 more that they could
Okay.
drag this out.
All right. Off to a good start. Rocky the first month. First meeting was a rocky situation.
Yeah.
Now it seems like things have leveled off and it's
Yeah. Making
good
good
position.
progress. And the fact that it's available on YouTube for
Right.
the whole planning
That-
commission to go back and watch
and
is very important.
you guys can go watch this. It's on the county
yeah, it's on the county YouTube
channel.
page. Yeah.
All right. I want to ask this, Josh, as we close up. What can the citizens of Bedford County and the citizens of the city of Shelbyville expect this year out of our local government? What should we expect?
I mean, you expect them to take care of you for one thing, and you expect them to be looking for ways to improve. I went to that, just a real side note tangent real quick. I went to that, I can't remember what it was called, local government leadership, something there a few months back. One of the little phrases that stuck with me from that meeting was, and I'll say this twice just so you can run it through your head and see if you catch it. You don't have to be sick to get better.
Yeah.
You don't have to be sick to get better.
Right.
There is always room for improvement.
Right.
What happens a lot of times in local government, and it can happen at any level of government, it happen in business, is you win a couple awards, you get a couple pats on the back, you're like,
We're here.
we're doing
We've
okay.
arrived. Yeah.
We've arrived. We're getting audits with no findings in it. I heard this argument back when they looked at a budget committee that never happened a while back. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we got a couple no finding audits. We've hit the pinnacle. Why would we want to make any changes?
Exactly.
There is always room for improvement. Always.
How about this?
You're
one?
never going to achieve perfection.
Bo and I did a show back in December, and this kind of came out of my mouth, and I didn't really think when I said it, but the more I think about it, it might be where we need to be. Higher standards and straight answers.
Yeah.
That's what we should expect from our government.
Right. Yeah. Always be looking to improve. And and I know we get picked on for using the word transparency a lot, but the more information you get out to the public, let them know what's going on, be as straightforward and clear with them. Nothing needs to be happening in a meeting in a private smoky room somewhere in a back room somewhere, a bunch of guys smoking cigars like it used to. Everything needs to happen out as much as we can get information online. Obviously, you and I sit here every week and talk about what goes on locally. Don over at the Times Gazette does a great job of covering. Get the Times Gazette's $1. Go to I go to Piggly Wiggly every week. Hand him my $1. Pick up the paper. Bedford County Post has hired a new young man who James Wood, I believe is his name. He's going to be getting to as many of these meetings as he can, reporting on them. $2. You can get every paper that gets published every week for $1 for each. They're going to have information. We're going to have information.
They can read
Get
about
informed.
it at those two sources, and they can hear it here.
They can hear it
and
here on
watch us
Saturday.
and watch us.
Yeah, and you may or may not agree with everything we say, but we're going to put as much
Right.
information out there as we can.
Yeah,
So,
the higher standards and straight answers to me get to the straight answer. We should be hearing the words yes and no more often instead of word salads.
yeah,
That's what I look for. I'm just yes or no.
yeah. No's a complete sentence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And yes is too.
yes.
You can put a period at the end of it, and it works. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
That's what we got to look forward
That's
to.
it.
So,
So that's 2026. Are you
2026.
are you saying that's where we're headed, Josh?
I think that's where we're headed. I think we're already in 2026.
I'm talking about the higher standards and
I hope so.
straight answers. Okay.
I hope so.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching out there. We're going to be back again next week and keep 2026 on the roll with some notes probably and a big
We'll have
full
notes. A lot of
schedule.
meetings this week.
A lot of meetings
So
taking
we'll have a lot
place.
to talk about.
So, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. See you next